Nico wished that he still had the scepter of Diocletian, but he doubted a legion of dead warriors would make even a dent in this army. Even the Argo too couldn't do much against this kind of strength. "I have to disable the onagers," Nico said. "We don't have much time." "You'll never get close to them," Layla warned. "Even if we get the entire 5th and 4th cohorts to follow us, the other cohorts will try and stop us. And those siege weapons are manned by Octavian's most loyal followers." "We won't get close by force," Nico agreed. "But alone I can do it. Dakota, Layla, Jose Albert will drive you to the Legion lines. Get out and talk to your troops. Convince them to follow your lead. I'll need a distraction." Dakota frowned. "All right, but I'm not hurting any of my fellow legionnaires." "No one's asking you to," Nico growled. "But if we don't stop this war, the entire legion will be wiped out." "You said the monster tribes take insult easily?" "Yeah," Dakota said. "I mean, for instance, you make any comment about those two-headed guys about the way they smell, and oh," he grinned. "If we started a brawl by accident, of course." "I'll be counting on you," Nico said. Layla frowned. "But how will you—" "I'm going dark," Nico said, and he faded into the shadows. He thought he was prepared. He wasn't. Even after 3 days of rest and the wondrous healing properties of Coach Hedge's gooey brown gunk, Nico started to dissolve the moment he shadow jumped. His limbs turned cold as vapor. Cold as seeped into his chest. Voices of spirits whispered in his ears, "Help us! Remember us! Join us!" He hadn't realized how much he relied on Reyna. Without her strength, he felt as weak as a newborn colt, wobbling dangerously around, ready to fall at every step. "No," he told himself. "I am Nico D'Angelo, son of Hades. I control the shadows. They will not control me." He stumbled back into the mortal world at the crest of Half-Blood Hill. He fell to his knees, hugging Thalia's pine tree for support. The golden fleece was no longer in its branches. The guardian dragon was gone. Perhaps it had been moved to a safer spot with the battle so close. Nico wasn't sure. But looking down at the Roman forces arrayed outside the valley, his spirits wavered. The nearest onager was 100 yards downhill, encircled in spiked trenches and guarded by a dozen demigods. The machine was primed, ready to fire, its huge sling cupped a projectile the size of a Honda Civic, glowing with flecks of gold. With icy certainty, Nico realized what Octavian was up to. The projectile was a mixture of incendiaries and imperial gold. Even a small amount of imperial gold could be incredibly volatile. Exposed to too much heat or pressure, the stuff would explode with devastating impact, and of course it was deadly to demigods as well as monsters. If that onager scored a hit on Camp Half-Blood, everything in the blast zone would be annihilated, vaporized by the heat or disintegrated by the shrapnel. And the Romans had 6 onagers, all stocked with piles of ammunition. "Evil," Nico said. "This is evil." He tried to think. Dawn was breaking. He couldn't possibly take down all 6 weapons before the attack began, even if he found the strength to shadow travel that many times. If he managed it once more, it would be a miracle. He spotted the Roman command tent, behind and to the left of the Legion. Octavian would probably be there, enjoying breakfast at a safe distance from the fighting. He would not lead his troops into battle. The little scumbag would hope to destroy the Greek camp from a distance, wait for the flames to die down, then march in unopposed. Nico's throat constricted with hate. He concentrated on the threat, envisioning his next jump. If he could assassinate Octavian, that might solve the problem. The order to attack might never be given. Nico was about to attempt it when a voice behind him said, "Nico!"